everybody. Yes. What's up? Okay, so I'm back for Real Housewives of Potomac. Before we get into it, yes, we're going to get into it in a minute because it's a lot and I have strong emotions about this shit. But I just want to let you guys know that Soapy Luv gave me a discount code for you guys. It's down in my description box, okay? If you like naturally made, black-owned soap businesses, then go there, go ahead down there in my description box and get that code so you can get your 15% off your purchase, okay? That's all that's it. So, Real House. This bitch gonna have to stop interrupting my motherfucking videos. Oh Lord, unplug that hoe. Anyway, Candace and Karen was going to get pedicures with a little fish gum on your feet and get all of the dead skin up off your heel and the sides of your feet, where you get your dead skin at, So they don't scrub your feet, but they let the fish gum it away, all right? And I just had to mention that because that shit was hella baller, and I want to try it. I'm just saying, it was a nice little nail spot. I was there. I was like, oh, that's nice. Y'all, I have been in some raggedy fucking nail shops. That's why I was like, ooh, look at the nail shop. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt about it. But anyway, then Kendall comes walking in. And we're like, oh shit, now Kendall is actually in a scene. Not at an event, but in a scene. I'm like, okay, this is messy. I'm here for it. just letting you know. So first we start off with Karen and her just like for Giselle. Because she's not loyal. She's not loyal, and then she expects it out of me. It's ridiculous, and I just don't like the way she's behaving. She came to my event and embarrassed herself. Like, I'm not doing it with Giselle. I'm not. And we're gonna talk about this, little bitch. All right? Kendall is like, look, I think she's just a bitch. And she kept making this weird shit with her face the whole time, It's like, girl, you need to get your facial expressions together, okay? Remember, you are on television. You can't just be like thinking real hard while you're listening to people and showing it on your face when you already got a lot of mouth, teeth shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta eliminate the negative. All right, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You gotta work with your negatives, bitch. I hold my head to the side to make this shit look right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta do shit sometimes. Anyway, besides the facial expressions that Kendall was giving us, I like the fact that she was very blunt, okay? Because Candace and Chris apparently made a scene at the event when they got into it where, he was trying to call for the cab and hold her purse, and she was just being very like, princessy, bratty, little bitchy. And, Kendall tells her, girl, look, I've only known you for a short while, and already I can tell you that him calling you a princess is not that far away from the truth, sis. It's not. And I just kind of feel like, duh, no, it's not. And the fact that she would stoop so low and say something so mean to him just because he called her exactly what the fuck she is. It's not like this was out of the scope. You heard it so much, bitch. You should be used to it by now. I don't care if it's a trigger point for you. Realize the shit and become self-aware at some point, okay? Realize when you're being a bitch, okay? I have to apologize all the time for my anger issues, okay? You need to learn how to apologize for your bratty little bitchiness, okay? That's all you gotta do, little batch, okay? Little batch, work it out, okay? But stop acting like in some type of way Chris owes you to deal with this shit. Like, no, he hasn't even married you yet, okay? And I don't know if you really want to marry him at this point. She brings up the fact that she feels as if she has made this great sacrifice by settling for a man with all these children. That goes against, and I'm saying settling because I think that's what she really meant. She didn't say settle, but that's what I feel like she meant. Because him having all these children is something she didn't see for herself, and he should deal with her bratty bitchiness, little batch, all because she has to deal with the fact that he has children already. And I'm like, girl, you are in your 30s dating an older man. What did you think was gonna happen? Okay, I don't understand people that get all in their feelings or uncomfortable with grown-ass people having kids, you know, by the time they get to you. If you don't want to deal with that, that's fine, but don't sign off for it and act like you're okay with it and then hold it against him as if him having children is somehow a negative in y'all's relationship and he has to compensate by dealing with your bullshit, Candace. That is some real crazy shit to me. And the fact that Karen read you your rights, I said she read you your rights. I believe she did. I believe she did. Woo. I'm just trying to, you know, I'm trying to let y'all know how much I was annoyed at her and how I love the fact that both Kendall and Karen was like, oh no, sis, you got to get that together. Because if I was Chris, okay, no, let me do it, y'all, okay? If I was Chris, I would have left you, little patch. I would have left you. I was just saying, Karen told her, like, you can't be crossing lines like that and think that it's going to be a healthy marriage. Like, that's one of the things I've learned. There's some shit you cannot say, no matter how mad you get. If you want to still be with the person, don't cross lines that you shouldn't cross, because once you start to cross those lines, then you can't go back. And now fucked up things can now be said to you as well. And then it just becomes a horrid thing whenever y'all get into it with you throwing the worst, ugliest slugs at each other. And those relationships always end up being volatile because at some point somebody's going to want to choke the shit out of the other person. So, or poison them. I don't know. All I know is you might end up on the ID channel. Listen to me. All right? Deal with your issues, people. Monique and Chris go to a wine bar. And I really think they are trying to drive home this whole Monique is an alcoholic situation. And guess what, bitch? The pregnancy killed your dream, okay? Like, I'm just saying, I doubt very, very much that Monique is the type of person to, like, really drink while she's pregnant. Like, they say you can have one glass of wine, but I still feel like Monique is the type of person that cares more about the life inside of her than a drink or some wine. And if that is the case, then I also feel like she doesn't really have a problem like that, the way they're trying to make it seem. So now I'm not giving this shit any more energy. The next time she is opening another bottle of wine and somebody got, you know, they putting a camera on it all tight, I'm not giving that shit no energy, because I feel like that girl does not have a drinking problem, okay? I think that she, like everybody else in the world, likes her a glass of wine, especially when you can get really good expensive glasses of wine, bottles of the shits, and all the little air crispers and all the little special shit that rich people do to make their wine taste delicious, okay? All I know is I wish I had that type of wine list. Like, y'all know how much I love me a good wine. And I feel like that probably because I'm from New Orleans and motherfuckers drink. Like, we drink. We walk down the street with liquor. It's not an issue, okay? So all of this acting like somebody got an alcohol issue just because they like to drink. No, I can like to drink. But as long as I'm not ruining my life for it, get the fuck up out my face. That's really all I got to say about that. Now, here's the thing. Remember when I told y'all I feel like people are underestimating how much Monique is probably doing? When Monique was sitting down with Chris and she showed him the phone and showed him the little draw up for her online, you know, shit, the not for lazy mommy shit, like, he was like, you know, you should have me right there and me right there. He kind of makes things about him. Like, he doesn't like when she takes her focus away from him and puts it on something for herself or her business or whatever. It seems like it bothers him. But at the same time, in the same breath, he turns around and says, hey, I know you're tired, baby. So I'm going to take the kids. I'm going to make sure they all oiled up and taken care of. And you go anywhere you want to go and you have a good time and you get some rest, okay? And I was like, now see, these are two conflicting things going on right here. But that's a lot of the time how it be. But it might be like, bitch, go rest up because you've been slacking. Or it could be like, you know, yeah, I want what I want out of my wife, but I still want her to be rested and I want her to feel loved and appreciated. So I'm going to pay for her to go wherever the fuck she wants to go, for however long she wants to go, within reason. And, you know, pay for these batches to go with her. Like, it seems like a nice thing. Now, I don't think he's necessarily paying for all of them to go. Probably like a Bravo situation. But either way, I can still see Chris paying for Monique to go on a 7-day trip somewhere with a couple of her girlfriends in their real life. So that's why we just gonna go with that narrative for now, all right? But I just, in that moment, I kind of felt like, God damn, like what all does she have to do for you? Like what kind of sex tantric shit are y'all doing on a daily basis that y'all need nannies and you know, housemaids and assistants and all of this shit, but then you still tired because you gotta tend to whatever the fuck your husband wants throughout the day. Like how does that work out? I need a day in the life, Monique. I need a day in the damn life. So you can explain this to all of us, because a lot of us feel like, how can you be so stressed out when you have all of this money? But I feel like her wanting to be a social climber and her wanting to be in that life like that is probably a lot of work added to her normal everyday shit. So I just don't like to, you know, say, oh, she gassing 100% when I see shit like Chris telling her, you know, oh, it should be about me. You know, I just can't, I don't know how to feel about that. But, you know, that's what I felt for the moment. That's how I feel today. All right. So Ashley is deciding to add a stage to the restaurant Oz so that they can have open mic nights. And I kind of feel like this can do one or two things. This can be really cute and chic, or this can tear the place down. Okay, it could really tear the whole little joint down. I hope that's not what happens, but she's gonna put this together, and her brother are gonna perform a song for her Michael. She's hoping that she can focus on the positive now that she knows that he doesn't want to have a child with her. And even though that was very hurtful, she wants to focus on positive. And I'm just like, Ashley, I'm gonna need for you not to be voicing your opinion so loudly about the other ladies' relationships when you're willing to put up with this type of bullshit. You're basically putting a Band-Aid over a fucking gunshot wound, okay? He just told you he doesn't want to have children with you, and as a woman in your early 30s, sis, we only have so much time, okay? Yes, there are rich women out there every day, and the poor woman every once in a while who gets pregnant when they are out of the normal age range for pregnancy. But for the most part, for the rest of us bitches, for the large majority of the batches, you only have so much time before it ain't an option no more. So wasting time with an old ass man that doesn't want to have children with you and then deciding to focus on the positive by singing him a song, yeah, you can't be checking other people about their shit, because you sound delusional as fuck right now. Don't check anybody else about their shit, Ashley. Jesus Christ. So, because Monique is generous and rich, she decides to get a mime to go around inviting the women to the trip to Cane's. And I thought it was cute and funny, and I would have been weirded out, but enjoyed it. I still feel as if maybe a text message would have just sufficed, especially for Robin and Giselle. Robin, of who seemed deflated when she found out what it was, and if anybody is inviting me to Cane's France, especially while I'm on a television show, of course I'm coming, bitch. What do you mean? Of course I'm coming. We can get along on this trip. We don't have to get along in Potomac. We can get along on this trip. Okay, we're going to France, bitch. Okay, just hold my phone and take a picture and, you know, stand in the doorway whenever we go somewhere authentic and use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That's all. This doesn't have to be a sisterhood of sorts. Just we with each other, so let's act like we together and enjoy the time we got together, all right? But you know what? Robin and Giselle are too fucking petty, too jealous, and too, in the words of Roxanne, molded to actually be happy and appreciative of this trip. Robin was like, why? Why though? Like, I mean, the last time I saw her, we got into it. So like, why? And it's like, because you're on Real Housewives of Potomac and it's time for a trip, bitch. That's why. Have you not seen this show before? Have you not seen any of these shows before? Oh, God. The stupid shit, y'all. This is why this show aggravates me, and it's so good at the same time, because it's stupid shit. So Karen and Giselle meet up because they have to talk out their issues. The entire time they're arguing with one another, the mime is trying to relay the message, but he never gets a damn chance, okay? So this is how it goes, all right? They sit down. Giselle says, Karen, I don't even know what your problem is with me. Karen says, okay, I want you to go first though, okay? I want you to say what your issue is since you invited me, all right? Or something like that, some of that effect. She might not have invited her, but she wanted Giselle to go first. Giselle complied. She began to explain how at Robin's event, And Karen said, oh, no, 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 bitch. That's what we're not going to do, okay? We are not going to talk about what happened at Robin's event, okay? If it's about Robin, I will talk to her separately, all right? But you and me, this is about you and me, okay? Giselle has no real problem with me. I have done her nothing, okay? And look, y'all, I personally agree. I feel like the only thing she did was bring Kendall around. And you could get mad about that if you want to, but in grown people's life, if you're going to fuck somebody's ex-husband, you can't be mad when they're around as if they weren't in the equation first. Bitch, you're making this uncomfortable. I was already with the nigga, okay? Like, it's fun. Like, I'm just saying, like, obviously y'all have been in the same circle for a while. Both Sharice and Karen say they've been friends with this woman for a number of years. They just have been able to keep y'all separate all this time. You the one that decided to bring your man Sherman on the fucking show. Like, you didn't think about these chess moves, Giselle? That shows how you ain't as smart as you think you are. Okay, I'm just saying, because you should have knew that this was eventually going to be an option if that woman whose husband you're dating now is friends with other women on the show. Like, come on, especially if it's more than one woman. You should have knew that was a idea. And I think that Sherman, caught it a long time ago and realized that it was something that was probably going to be happening, especially if Kendall gave him the heads up because, you know, I guess they had a relationship. I don't know, do they have kids together? If they have kids together, I'm more than sure that's probably why she gave him the heads up, which is why he was backing out slowly out that situation with Giselle. Giselle is pressed and looking for any reason to put her anger out on somebody else, okay? Because the whole situation with Robin has nothing to do with Giselle, so I don't even understand why she was going to even bring that shit up. But she, of course, is mainly mad about the whole Kendall situation. And like Karen said, I was her friend before I was your friend. If I want to bring her around, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, sis. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, Miyagi, get your hair percolating. Oh, Miyagi, just one bite, you won't regret it. Oh, Miyagi, get you some.
Karen says that her main problem was all the way back to the press conference in that t-shirt and those tacky remarks about her husband and the tax situation. I think that genuinely hurt her feelings, and now you are dealing with the repercussions of that. Like, you can't be a mean girl to people in their times of weakness and then get mad when they gut punch that ass when the opportunity arises. Like, you can't have it both ways. You either gonna be loyal to somebody and then expect loyalty, or be disloyal and get disloyalty in return. That's how this shit go. And you should have already knew how this was gonna turn out with Karen, because y'all know how Karen is. Another thing is, Karen lying about Robin's event is very stupid and petty, and I don't know why she just couldn't tell the truth. But I also feel like Karen is a liar. I think Karen likes to lie about little small things. But I also feel like that's not my fucking problem. Like, and that's not y'all problem either. Like, if she said she wasn't gonna come, if she said she was gonna come and didn't come, so the fuck what? Like, what about all the other people that was at the event? Why are you holding this shit against her? You forgave Sharice. The event is over. Have another one and invite her then. How about that? Like, what the fuck? Like, I just feel like it's just too much with them. It's too much with them, all right? Karen and Giselle are going back and forth so tough that when the mind finally can't take the shit no more, he hops over the gate, comes around with the suitcase, and they both get up and say, no, you sit down, no, you sit down, no, you sit down, trying to make him sit down with either one of them. And then Karen just walks away. So then they didn't get the invitation together. And it was hilarious watching him mime while they were sitting there arguing, but the bitches was going in, okay? Like, it was best for him just to walk away and come back at another time. Cause good Lord, okay? They were not about to stop arguing. Giselle thought it was funny, but Karen was not amused. You batch. Chris and Candace decide to go to a lawyer to try to draft a prenup. All right, because now that they've gotten into this explosive argument, even though they've forgiven each other, Monique feels as if, wow, you know, maybe I should protect myself, protect my mom's money, you know? And Chris is saying that he won't go after my mom's money, but you don't know how you're gonna feel when you're like angry at me. Like, you don't know how you're going to feel. And I just kind of feel like, so you're gonna abuse the fuck out that man until he get angry enough to try to take all your mama money? Is that what you're gonna do? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like I'm about to, probably fuck over you in this relationship. And I'm sure you're going to be mad when it's over. So I'm just going to go ahead and protect the bag right now. And the funny part about it is Chris is not bothered. He's already said he will sign whatever. He will leave with nothing. But she needs to understand that if she wants that, she has to also be able to deal with that herself. He doesn't want to have to give her anything either. And she says that she's fine with that, but if he cheats on her, then she should get alimony. And I just kind of feel like she should go sit her big head ass down somewhere. Like, lollipop girl, sit the fuck down with that one. Like, are you serious? You, who has most of the money at this point, you have more money than he has. He has children, and you want alimony from him if he cheats on you. And I feel like he should get alimony if you bring up his daddy again. How about that? So Monique and Charisse finally talk, okay? Charisse has been dodging Monique's texts and phone calls, and she doesn't know what the problem is. When they sit down to talk, you can see that Monique is already emotional, and Charisse explains that she felt as if at the Hurricane Harvey event that Monique held, she asked Charisse for help, and she felt as if Monique made it all about her. And they showed us clips, but none of the clips showed us her making it about her. She gave direction on what she wanted in one of the trucks, which if you are one of the women running it, you would think that would be okay. Like, Charisse, did you want to say that at that moment? Would that have made you feel better to give more direction to people? And then they show clips of her just talking to him and saying, oh yeah, Charisse, I love your friends. And yeah, we met this last time, right? Like just engaging in casual conversation. And I feel like, Charisse, you were bothered because she's charming and she might be winning over some of your friends. I do not think that this in any way looks bad on Monique's part. I don't get what the big fucking deal is about any of what we saw. I think that Charisse is full of shit. In my opinion, because I feel like it's just her insecurities that are allowing her to be upset about this. But Monique goes straight into tears because she feels as if she doesn't want to argue with the only person that she really likes and is really friends with on this damn show. So her feelings are hurt. She cries, and Charisse is like, oh, Monique, I didn't want you to cry. And they kind of have a little heart-to-heart. They both start to cry. And Charisse says, I have a hard time expressing my feelings sometimes. And, I need to express myself instead of just leaving you in the dark. And Monique says, I thought that you and Robin and Giselle were working it out so you didn't need me anymore. And I was just like, oh my God, like she really in her emotions right now. You know how sometimes when these girls get on these shows and cry, we be looking at them like, bitch, get the fuck. But I actually felt like this was a genuine moment between the two of them. And I'm glad that they were able to get their relationship back together. Because I was honestly going to be upset with Charisse about this. Because I felt like Monique didn't do anything. Like, you introduced her to people. How is she not supposed to form friendships? She's a very charismatic, beautiful young woman with a rich husband, 2 cute little kids. Like, the bitch is the American dream. Like, why are you mad? Like, you mad. You big mad. If you want to make your bad time sweet, go ahead and head over to the Sugar Shack collection. Link down below in the description box where you can get a discount on your purchase. During their conversation, Giselle texts Monique and tells her that because Monique ignored her at the Black Caucus business owners event, she's not coming to the trip to Cane's, and neither is Robin. And I just kind of felt like you should have left it right there, Monique. You should have left it right there. You shouldn't have said nothing else to them hoes, okay? You shouldn't have said not another word to them batches, okay? I'm going to tell you why. Because everybody panders to them at one moment or another because they're trying to be the bigger person. But what it actually looks like is two mean girls always getting their way when they act a fucking fool. They always get somebody coming back to apologize, somebody trying to pander to their sensitive capabilities, and it works on my fucking nerves, okay? It really does, because I feel like Robin and Giselle don't deserve to go on the fucking trip. Y'all are some ungrateful, evil bitches, and I wouldn't have invited y'all, especially after you tried to diss me when you didn't even invite me to the event. You didn't invite me to your booth, bitch. So why would I come through? Why? Okay? That shit don't make no sense. So we get to Ashley's event, right? And everybody comes through for Ashley. Ashley's mom is there. Michael is late, but he eventually shows up. And off rip, we settling scores out here, okay? Just off rip, all right? Karen and Robin have a conversation, and Robin just goes in the way she wanted to go in at Karen's Alzheimer's event. Tells her that she's a liar, and, you know, she doesn't mess with her because she's a liar, and all she does is lie. And I'm just like, bitch, we get it. She's a liar. Move on. Move on. She's not going to change. And you taking her lies personally shows that you have nothing else to do with your time. This is fucking ridiculous because you're way mad. You big mad, okay? This is ridiculous. Get over it already. Like, I get it, but it's not worth all of this energy, all of this, like, angst and anger and shit. I feel like she collects anger and then decides to put it out on her friends or these bitches on this show. Like, I don't think none of them are really friends except for maybe her and Giselle. And I don't think Giselle is really her friend as much as Giselle likes to have a follower. And she needs a little lieutenant to do her dirty work for her. And Robin is just the type of insecure, beautiful woman that will go along with that type of relationship with somebody just so she can have somebody on her side to gang up on people with because she wants to make herself feel better. Her and Giselle have the same makeup. They're just different, you know, type A's. Okay, and it's just what it is. It's sad, it's annoying to watch, and it's very childish and bitter-like of both of them to act this way when somebody invites them to something, or to try to ambush Karen at an Alzheimer's event, and when she checks you at the door, you want to now use that as a tool against her, as if you didn't come on some rah-rah shit. Like, she deflated your balloon, bitch. Get over it, all right? But they gonna have to let that shit go. Giselle expresses that she doesn't know why Monique invited her because she doesn't fuck with Monique and Monique don't fuck with her, so why would she even invite her? They have a string of very weird performances, some good, some bad, some with really short skirts and some with a whole bunch of colors all over the fucking place, and some with like a fake Rastafarian wig on. I wasn't sure what the hell was happening there. And then eventually Ashley gets up and sings her little song to Michael with her brother. And I will agree with Candace that she won't be paying the bills with her vocals, but it was cute enough. A woman singing to her man, as Candace so eloquently put it. After that, Charisse comes in. And I was very bothered when Ashley's mom pulled Michael's chair closer to hers. Something about that made me feel like, have you tried to fuck Michael before, Mom? Because you give me that vibe. You really, really do. I don't know what that was about, but that made me uncomfortable. Either way, Monique asked Giselle to take her to the side and talk to her because she wants to try to come to an understanding and make her understand why she was inviting her to the event. But of course, first we have to talk about why she didn't come to the booth. Monique very eloquently and calmly explains to her that you did not invite me, so I didn't think you wanted me to be there. And I also, you know, I know that there's beefage. So I just felt like because it was your business, because it was a professional event, it would be best if we just kept our distance. Giselle doesn't understand that. She feels as if she should have spoke to her regardless. She just should have said hello and kept it pushing. And that shows her that she's not a friend of hers. And I'm like, she wasn't a friend of yours. She don't really like you. You mean you a bitch. And I don't like you. I had to do that Kelly Price some type of way. All I know is that bitch worked on my nerves. Okay? She is inviting you to France. And you're going to basically spit in her face and tell her, no, I'm not coming to, to celebrate your birthday with you. If I come and me and Robin come, we're going to be out here doing us and maybe we'll catch up with you later. And Monique was just like, okay, if that's what you guys want to do, but I just want an opportunity to show you guys a side of me that you haven't seen because we're always fighting. And I was pissed. I was pissed. I was like, man, fuck her. Fuck her and Robin. When she goes back to the table and she asks Robin, and Robin is like, so are we gonna do this? And she was like, yes, sister, we gonna do it. And I'm just like, man, fuck the both of y'all. Yo, oh my God, I don't like them. That's all that went down on this week's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. It was very entertaining and annoying all at the same time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so you can know when I put up another video, because they will be rolling in within the next 36 hours. Okay, love you, babe. Have a good night.